Okay, so we took a look at how to make a Google form, and now we want to see the back end. What's happening, where are the answers going to? So if I click on responses in a Google form that I've created, you'll see that I get a summary response, and I can also see individual answers. And obviously if there's more than one, I would see them one by one. And then I also have the spreadsheet response. And that's what we're going to look at. So in the spreadsheets, right now there's nothing in there, but in the spreadsheet, and we're gonna take this, so there will be stuff in here. For this particular form, Jenny McGarry was looking for some specific information she needed to know at the beginning of the day about her students. One of them was, how do you feel? She needed to know, she needed to be able to very quickly see if she had any issues that she needed to deal with before her students could learn in her class that day. So what she did for this question, and I'm going to just click on the C here because that's where it says, how do you feel? And I'm going to go to Format, and down here to where it says Conditional Formatting. So you'll see over here I've already done this. But what I did is I added rules that gave some formatting to this particular column. And this is what that looks like when you add a rule. So I'm going to click Add New Rule. And it asks me some questions. So I've already highlighted this range, so it knows that this is where it's looking. And then you have some questions. So in this, anywhere in here, if the cell is not empty, that's a format the cell. It has all these options of things you can do, triggers, okay? So in the case of this one, the triggers were if text contains certain things. So in this one, if the text contained that they were tired, so if I put tired, if the text contained tired, then it would be a certain color, and I chose a different color than this color. I chose yellow. So if it said in this little area, when it said how do you feel, if it said they were tired, the color of the cell was going to turn yellow. So I hit done here. And what I learned while I was doing this is, in the case of this form, they could actually choose something like, I feel excited and energized, and I also feel tired, which those two things don't go together. I feel proud and beaming, and I feel tired. So maybe that kid did something amazing the night before, like win a prize or stay up late doing their homework or whatever, and so they were feeling good about that, but because they did that, they're also tired. Well, myself as a teacher, I want to be alerted to the fact that they may be feeling tired. So I make sure that I can drag these, see? So I make sure that that comes before these kind of good feelings. So the first thing that I'm going to see, if this person says tired and proud, it's going to show up in yellow. So I know that even though this kid's proud, they're also tired, and so I need to be careful of that. And then of course the red ones are the ones that I want to make sure I see first, and so I have put those at the top here. So for each of the choices in our form, I have put something that happens in the cell if those words are in that cell, so it changes a certain color. Okay, so that's conditional formatting. Over here, the question was, do you need a teacher conference or not? So for that one, I just said text is exactly yes. And so if the text is yes, then this cell will turn red. Okay? So that is how you do conditional formatting. Again, to get to it, you go to a cell that you want to do conditional formatting on, and then you go to Format, and then you go to Conditional Formatting. And over here you'll have the ability to add new rules. Okay? And again, you have lots of different choices of what rule it could be in a way that you normally, or I think you normally see this, would be if you're keeping scores or grades or things like that, you might have, if it's greater than or equal to a certain score, it's green, and if it's less than, so it could have to do with the number on the score. So I need to be able to see everybody who didn't do well. So those are all going to be marked in one color, or I want to see everybody who did really well, and those will be marked in another color. So you see that a lot. It could be with date. You could have different colors. One thing that I saw here that I thought was cool is this color scale. So you could have something where the color changes in gradients based on a minimum point and a maximum point and a midpoint, which I think is very cool. I haven't played with it at all, but I think I will. So I believe they call that a heat map. So you can do that as well. So that is conditional formatting.